So recently, Dead by Daylight has made a tweet teasing the new prestige system that they're doing. In these pictures, we get a nice little outlook on what the prestige system actually will do. We have a little symbol where it says shared perks. On Dwight Fairfield, we have Bond, Prove Thyself, and Leader. As you can see, Dwight is not prestiged at all, and these perks are locked. And in another picture that Behavior has released, we have the Huntress. And unlike the picture with Dwight, the shared perks for Beast of Prey, Huntress's Lullaby, and Territorial Imperative are all tier 3. These 3 shared perks indicate that Huntress is prestige 3. In the new prestige system, every single time you prestige your character, it unlocks all the teachables from the killer that you prestige on every other killer. In this example where Huntress is prestige 3 and all her shared perks are her shared teachables at tier 3 because she is prestige 3, that means every single killer has these 3 perks unlocked at tier 3 automatically. You don't need to unlock them on the Blood Web anymore. This is the new prestige rework to drastically reduce the grind. Once you prestige 3'd a character, all of their teachables are unlocked at tier 3 on all your other killers. You don't need to spend blood points getting them on the Blood Web. They're just unlocked for you to use in your builds. And in the third screenshot, we have a showing of the endgame screen where it has a numbered symbol next to each person on the scoreboard. You know that Behavior pushed an update to hide ranks recently, and it seems like they replaced this with some sort of numbered system that I can only assume is the prestige level for each character. If you go to the first picture with Dwight Fairfield, we see in the upper left a blank icon next to Dwight Fairfield. But if we go to the second picture, there is a number 4 next to the Huntress. So it does seem like this symbol is the new symbol for prestiges in Dead by Daylight. And in the end screen, it looks like that once the game completes, everyone else will be able to see the prestige level for the character that you're playing, which I think is kind of interesting and cool because now you can kind of flex the prestige level that you have on the character that you're playing to show how devoted that you are to playing a certain killer. The one thing that I wonder about is if Behavior will take into account the amount of blood points that you've spent in the past on specific characters. Let's say, for instance, I've spent 6 billion blood points into Huntress. Will I automatically get like prestige level 6,000 on my Huntress? Or will I be put at a default of prestige 3 for my Huntress when this update releases? Will they do that for all my characters that I've been spending blood points on for years and years and years? Or will everyone get like a default of a prestige 3? Also, a little Easter egg in the top right next to the twins' name. Maurice lives. Maurice isn't dead. The Dredge may have eaten Maurice, but he is not dead. I don't know what Behavior is doing with him. If you guys go to the official Dead by Daylight prestige progression and rework page, there's a sentence that says, if you've already put in the time to reach prestige 3, we'll ensure that accomplishment is celebrated. Each prestige level 3 character on your account at the time of the update will receive a distinct reward, with specifics to be unveiled a little further down the line. Some people speculate that this reward could be another legacy. Some people think it's just going to be a charm. Some people think it's going to be just blood points or iridescent shards. I'm kind of leaning towards blood points and iridescent shards, but we can get a little bit of a clue on what exactly is coming for the prestige reward on all your existing prestige 3 characters by going onto the official Dead by Daylight forums and seeing what the developers have to say about this. So Mandy Talk has been mainly covering this on the official Dead by Daylight forums, and here are a couple questions that Mandy has responded to. The distinct prestige 3 reward will be given to those who receive prestige 3 prior to the update going live. They must have already reached prestige 3 on their characters prior, whilst yes, we are taking consideration into those who have not prestige 3'd and gotten all perks as explained in the blog post here. That is separate to the distinct reward. I wonder if this means they're going to be taking into account the total amount of blood points that you spent for the past 6 years in order to automatically calculate your prestige level. That'd be really cool. I kind of want that. Imagine being a Huntress, prestige level over 9,000. Wow! This reward is not going to be a cosmetic item. It is not the return of legacy. I want to manage players' expectations around that right now. As soon as I go into the details about what players will receive, I'll be more than happy to, but I just want to confirm that this will not be a clothing/charm item. So a long time ago, the progression system was reworked and people were given a legacy cosmetic that made you glow bright orange. Mandy wants to make sure that everyone knows this will not be a cosmetic. It will not be a clothing item. It will not be a charm. Mandy also types, it is something we considered as we are aware not every player prestiges their characters and prefers to get all perks instead. Me, for example. So I wonder, if I spent billions of blood points into a character, will I get the reward if I stuck at prestige 1? I spent billions of blood points to my character, well, it'd be nice to think that you would get the reward. But if we go to the gameplay update, prestige, and progression rework, in big bold letters, it says, if you've reached prestige level 3, which makes me think that you have to prestige in order to get the reward. This is something that's also important for those who haven't prestiged. It's not entirely uncommon for a player to have withheld from engaging with the prestige system altogether. Some may have already collected every tier of every perk for every character without ever having leveled their prestige. Rest assured that this new progression system will ensure that these players are compensated for their time investments. So this makes me think that behavior will automatically take into account the amount of blood points you spent on a character and automatically calculate the prestige that you would be at in the new system. We're planning on doing a prestige catch-up mechanic that will look at every perk tier you have on your characters. If you've been collecting perks on your character and leveling them up, you'll gain a number of prestige levels based on how many perks and perk tiers you've acquired. So behavior has mentioned that there's a perk catch-up mechanic for perk tiers, but I wonder if they're going to be doing this for items, offerings, and add-ons as well. If I maxed out all my perks, I might just be at like prestige level 8 automatically. Based on this wording, I think there's a high chance that blood points spent in offerings, add-ons, and items won't be taken into account, but I may be wrong about that. So the assumption that I'm making is that if you spent 6 billion blood points on a character, you're only going to get prestige levels for up to the perk tier that you leveled up towards. And I'm also assuming that prestige levels will go to infinity as well. Based on this wording, it looks like that behavior is only taking into account perk tiers. But I think it would be really neat if they somehow came up with a system to reward prestige levels also for the amount of offerings, add-ons, and even better, the total amount of blood points you spent per character. But I'm not entirely sure that they track that information. Regardless, what I think is important here is that they're drastically lowering the grind. I'm just pointing out something that would just be kind of nice. Someone asked, will licensed characters get the reward? Any information will be nice. Mandy says, yes, this is for all characters. This is definitely not a cosmetic item. This new prestige system will make it so that you won't be losing anything. Those who have not prestiged will still get the perks unlocked on the other characters and be given the same levels of perks in relation to what they've unlocked. Crossing fingers, taking add-ons, items, and offerings into account. But if they don't, I'm okay with that. But it'd be really nice. The only thing that's not available is the reward for players who prestige 3'd their characters. So Mandy further covers that if you have not prestige 3'd your character and you only got your perks, you will not get the special reward that prestige 3 people have gotten. Just to clarify even further, if I've spent over 500 million blood points on Nia and I kept her at prestige 1, the reward will not be available to me unless I prestige 3 her. Also on top of that, take into account that you will be granted additional prestige based on the perk tiers that you previously unlocked. And for the release date of this, as we stated, it's tentative for this summer. That's quite a few months, as I think summer ends towards the end of September. We're not given a confirmed ETA. We can expect this update from between June to September. So grind reduction coming soon. Rewards are coming for people with prestige 3 characters. And 39 perk reworks are coming. So I hope I answered some of you guys' questions, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you guys in the next one.